Wait, are we actually controlling? Yeah, I'm controlling. Oh, that's right. I can walk faster with this shit. No, I can't. How are you walking so fast? I can't walk as fast as you.
Over here!
Oh, no.
This must have been what we just heard.
Oh.
Oh no, what's that?
Oh, I see. They're
We
hearing.
need that distributor cap. Here.
They're
He had to
They're
go
hearing
right
what
this
happened to
way.
us in the last scene. I think. The
oh.
2 shots fired. I think.
It didn't sound like gunshots to me though.
Okay.
Holy
Okay, now
crap. Look at that
Walk.
shit. There he is.
Okay.
Olsen's hallucinating.
I think we can make it across.
Oh my god.
Sure.
No, this is how I started feeling. Okay.
All right. Good job.
There
Good luck,
goes.
Bliss.
Let's try to lose. Not to lose, I mean. What key did you press there? W?
I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, but you broke
It's all
one of the
you.
beams.
It's all you, Shay.
But you
Yeah,
broke
but I
one of
hit
the
it.
beams.
But I hit everything correctly, so I think that probably always happens.
Oh, I think we just... Oh, I see. We split up. Perfect. So, which of us has the... Oh, he dropped a sledgehammer at least. That's
Yeah.
a good thing.
That is good, but
New goal is to not kill each other. If we
Yeah.
die, we have try to be aware. Yeah, but it's so much mist right here on this hammer. I hear a heartbeat.
I
Is
do
it him?
too.
Oh, it's him? Freaking
Yeah,
out.
he's
Yep.
freaking out. He's about to.
He's done for.
Oh.
Oh, whoa.
Oh.
Whoa.
I'm gonna make
Yeah.
this jump, Alex. I'll have to
I
find
didn't
another
like
way
the look
around.
of that though. I didn't like the brain.
Okay.
Okay, Triss,
We're
let's
set.
go.
All right. I got Alex.
Like,
I'm gonna protect Alex as much as I can because I love Alex. Okay. If we can keep Alex and Julia alive, that'll be
Oh.
our next goal, secondary goal. Keep Alex and Julia alive.
that was an interesting scene there where she comes outside and she breathes in deep. So I'm thinking, yeah, it's you clear the air sort of thing, you know. Oh, well, I didn't have a choice. Well, I don't know. Let's go in here. Let's see.
I don't like this. I don't like this at all. Oh, I don't like this at all. Oh.
Uh-oh. Picking up a paper. Diplomatic immunity. I don't know what you're dealing with right now.
I'm dealing with something.
All right, let me just reread this quick. I'll read this.
What are you doing, Alex? Seriously? Don't do that. Don't
So
do
sorry.
that. Alex, life choices, man.
I picked up something where someone's got immunity, diplomatic
Oh
immunity.
no. Oh no.
Uh-oh,
Oh
cut that off.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh, There
That was
goes
my
the
fault.
cat. And
Oh,
I don't know
no.
what the diplomatic immunity thing said, but we can pause it to the game.
I
All right, you're
messed up.
pushing Fliss back.
I messed
Okay.
up big time.
You know the cap was on whatever just fell out, right?
Yeah, I messed
As
up.
well?
That was
Okay.
me. That was my fault. That was me doing that.
Oh no, that's me coming in the door. I saw you grab a knife, I think. I'm seeing you grab a knife. You're
Yeah,
fighting
yeah.
something. Oh,
Oh,
don't
you
stab
see me?
Don't stab me! That's me.
Don't stab
That's
you.
me.
Don't
That's
stab.
me.
I'm not gonna.
That's
Okay,
me.
I'm not gonna stab you. I'm not gonna stab you.
Oh my god.
What?
I've never been on the receiving end of that.
Okay,
Angry,
don't stab.
shocked.
Don't stab
What
you.
the hell is your problem? It's me, you
Alex,
idiot.
It's me,
Don't.
you idiot.
Yeah, I'm not stabbing you.
I'm just gonna be rude. He'll understand if I'm just being blunt.
I'm
Come
not
on.
stabbing you.
Commanding,
Not-
afraid, commanding. Screw it. Put the
Put the
Yeah,
knife
I'm not
down,
stabbing you.
Alex. That's an order.
Yeah. Whatever.
just miss.
Okay, I look like I'm bleeding. I'm not bleeding though. I'm not. Oh, I'm not actually bleeding, right?
No.
Okay, good. This is all just a hallucination. I'm fine. You're
What am I
fine,
doing here?
Alex.
Desperate. Don't give. Please,
Alex,
just give me the
please,
knife.
just stop it.
You're fine.
Give me the knife, please.
Alex,
I
you're
don't know
fine.
what is happening, but
What you're
just
seeing is
give me
not
the
real.
knife.
I'm gonna try to take the knife from you.
Okay. I'm not. Yeah, take it. Take it. Take it.
You're gonna stab me.
Take
You're
it,
stab
take
yourself
it,
there.
take it.
Okay.
Take it.
Okay.
Take it. You got the knife?
No, we dropped it. We dropped it.
Okay.
Pulling you away. Pulling you away. Pulling you away. Pulling you away. Oh, dear
right.
God. Oh God.
All right. I'm not attacking
Hey.
you, right? Okay,
It's
good.
okay.
Let's get to the air.
my God.
We need to-
Oh my God. Fliss.
What are you seeing? Oh God. No. Stop.
I don't see you, but I hear your voice. I don't see you. But
Oh, you're coming too. Well, water's dripping. Why is that water dripping?
Distributor cap.
Yeah, I destroyed it. Yeah,
It's
I
out of the
destroyed it
picture.
by accident.
Guess it's time for a new
That was my
plan.
bad. That was my mistake. That was my bad.
I guess we're waiting. We're playing the waiting game. We'll see what the military has to say about this. My hands are so sweaty. Oh my
these
God.
poor-
My feet
these-
are sweaty.
These poor people are so screwed thanks to us. They're so screwed thanks to us. Oh, at least it's daytime.
Oh.
We made it to dawn.
Until
we made
dawn,
it to
we made
dawn.
it.
Until dawn.
All right. Well, we have
Three.
three.
We only have three left.
Well, she can smile. At least she can smile.
Oh,
Not
there's
really, but-
okay. They're okay. The three of them
Oh
are
my God!
okay.
It could have been Alex down there though, instead of
could have
Brad.
been. Is that it? I guess that might be it.
The Duke's
on
not
it.
going anywhere without a distributor cap, so neither are we.
Best I can
Stay
figure it.
outside, man.
We got a
Yeah,
couple
don't go in the
days.
boat.
Maybe more if we can collect some rainwater.
I always kind of knew I would die on a boat.
Oh no.
But
No,
not
the military's
this
coming
shitty
though.
boat.
I hope so, and I hope that they got to give us another way out. If the cap broke, they got to give us another way out. But I have a feeling they're gonna have a lot
There it
of
is.
questions for us.
Deny everything. Saw nothing.
Hey, what is that?
These people
Watched too
died
many
of
movies.
Our companions died of tetanus
Admit to nothing. We were on the surface the whole
the
time.
whole time. Yeah.
I can confirm that the target is a converted military cruiser as described.
Yo. Oh, yeah.
Jesus, it's just a bunch of kids. I repeat, it's just a bunch of kids. We'll bring them in.
Were we cool?
We cool. All right, we cool.
I don't know
Alright.
how we overheard them say we're taking us, but yes, please
Alright.
take us.
Yeah, wherever it is, hopefully it's better than this ship. Hopefully. I have a feeling the better ending, of course, is if we have the cap
Save
still
it.
and we're able to save
Yeah,
ourselves.
maybe. Yeah,
Most likely.
right. Because then we don't even get the military involved. We just get the hell out of here. It seemed decent enough. We got off the boat. Three of
Yeah.
us.
3 out of 5 is not bad
For a
first
blind run.
try. For a blind run, 3, that's majority. We saved the majority. I really am sad
Oh.
about Brad, too, because I like
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Curious?
Conrad. He's talking about
He
Conrad.
was an asshole.
Oh, we're not done yet. Okay.
Was. Honey meant well. No matter what
Oh,
moronic thing he was
no.
up to, he always
I
meant well.
know, I miss him, too.
It's just a big old puppy dog.
I know.
Just trying to make everyone laugh.
So I guess
Conrad was
they don't give us a
running
choice.
from
We have to say
something.
stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He was really scared, like terrified.
Oh.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
I couldn't see what he was seeing at.
This is kind of like the credits were like it's kind of giving you maybe the
He was
update on what's
A
up.
little bro.
Mhm.
God, he was just a kid.
Yeah, this is just like at the end of Until Dawn.
He was just a kid.
Is that what I forgot how yours ended? Yeah.
Connie meant well. No matter what moronic thing he was up to, he always meant well. It's just a big old puppy dog. Just trying to make everyone laugh.
It's okay. We'll save him.
Next time. We'll roll back time.
And he fell.
Oh.
or he jumped. I don't know why, but I think he was running away from me.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I was supposed to look out for him, you know?
Oh, the way
He
they
was the
said bye
smart
to each
one.
other, that he kind of took a step.
He was the one
He
who
did
always
literally
up.
took a step for him.
Yeah.
Stepped
supposed
up
to look out
because he
for
took
him.
the shot. That could have been him.
Yeah.
Unless you had different things to say, you know, as different people. Because we could have been down there with Alex and Fliss, right?
Yeah, we could have been down there with, yeah. And there's Conrad.
I was expecting to see something creepy come out of that.
Yeah, no. It's very similar to how they did it on that died. Wow. Wow.
What was it?
There we go.
Okay, let's, I let this credit roll all the time. I think you do too.
Yeah.
Just talk through it.
Just talk through it.
Okay, so.
Go ahead, Shay. After you.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to hear the curate. He's shaking his head. You've lost two. He
man.
says.
You guys
Yeah.
suck.
I would say as like,
That's
you're
it.
gonna say something?
Game
Okay.
over. You're done.
For now.
For now,
He was
please.
not.
You could always try again. See if you can't do better next time around.
Yes.
That's cool that they've integrated that into the
Not a
lore.
bad effort. Some lived, some died.
Not a bad effort.
That's
All your fault.
All our fault. Thanks. Thanks for that grin, too.
Things became
C
a little
minus,
intense,
60%.
but Alex kept his nerve.
Yes.
Well done, Alex. Well done, you.
Yeah, I really liked Alex.
yeah.
And the distributor cap?
No.
Boom.
Yeah. That was Alex's fault.
Unfortunate.
That was Alex's fault.
It's all about decisions, isn't it? Decisions made in a hurry, in a panic, made with the heart instead of
yeah.
the head, or vice versa. Sometimes those decisions take a long time to have repercussions.
That's true.
But there are repercussions. There are always repercussions.
Because that might insinuate that decisions you make really early on still, maybe it changes the choices you have to make in certain scenes. Oh my gosh, the
Yeah.
playability of this is insane.
Till we meet again. Maybe
Love
in
it.
Little Hope, maybe somewhere
Yeah.
else.
We haven't seen the last of the curator.
But be
Maybe
certain,
in Little Hope with capitals.
We
That's
will
a
meet
place.
again.
Is that the next game?
Maybe that's the
It's
name of the
like
next game.
A seed?
inevitable.
I think it's the next game. He just hinted at the next
That's
game.
interesting.
Yeah, I feel like we're gonna see the curator at every single one of these, which I think is super cool.
No, don't skip.
Wow.
Did you click? You
I didn't click
skip?
anything.
Oh, I heard it.
No, I didn't click anything.
Yeah, I like the curator because, you know, they're saying like this is like scientific and this is like, it's not what it seems. It could just be this mundane thing that is going on, but everyone thinking of it as something else makes it something else. It gives it a life of its own. But this curator is something that's not real and not scientific and not, you know what I mean? Not, he's supernatural in all purposes, in all ways. So I thought that's a kind of a neat juxtaposition.
I think that this entire experience was completely scientific and not supernatural, because when without giving too much away, when I found that book with all the witchcraft in it, that was an illusion. That book was an illusion. So again, without giving it away too much, but you'll understand more when you see my playthrough of it. But yeah, so I think that was sort of like a red herring. The game is trying to make you think, oh, this is due to some sort of like mystic Salem witch, you know, kind of voodoo. But,
So I'll give you a take on that.
Okay.
Which is what I was saying was I think I was playing Alex when I looked in that locker and saw the novel about the Salem witch trials. So I think that because he saw that novel, you then thought you saw that whole Salem witch thing.
Oh yeah, it was messing
Your
with my head.
hallucination is informed by so the question now for us is like, if you don't look at that book, what does the game do? What
I
do
don't
you
know.
see in that perspective, right? So it's like, oh my gosh, so many layers.
Yeah. I love this game. This is super well done. It was a Until Dawn light, I think, in terms of length, obviously, because Until Dawn I think was a little bit longer, and for play, I think the fact that we were playing scenes in parallel shortened the game a little bit. Because I think I'm anticipating that in the one-player version, you do play every single scene. It's just you know, you play through one, then you play through the other, and then the characters come back together. But I can see so many of the different permutations that you can make throughout the game, just based on purely on the decisions that you make. And I really liked I love the dynamic of the shared storyline again, where every now and then we split up and then we come back together and split up and come back together. And I feel like the way that we played it was not, I don't want to say not the way they intended it, but I feel like you're supposed to play with your friends but not necessarily have the
not communicating.
The communication, not necessarily.
Sure.
And that, I'm sure, makes the whole experience totally different, because I know that I would have stabbed you at the end.
I would have attacked everything that came at me.
Yeah,
that's just
I would have stabbed you. And so yeah, I think by us playing this game the way that we did the first time, if I play it as a solo, like, does that still work the same way? Play out if you know, I have to ignore the times, ignore whatever's to prevent ourselves from hurting another character?
Yeah, if you know that what you're hallucinating is one of the characters, you don't do anything, and you sort of kind of, as you play this game, you start to know when to act and when not to act. Yeah.
Because I think what's really interesting is that all the monsters that you see, so far, all of the deaths did not occur because a monster does. It occurred because we thought we saw a monster.
Action.
So Conrad fell, and then Brad got shot in the head because of the fisherman. So I feel like now that we've played through this once, there's Alex.
Always wait till the end of credits.
He's in the jail?
In the games.
Oh, because I bet you it's because we were we didn't get the cap. And
so we still got caught, and then
test subjects. I think we're test subjects.
You think it's test subject?
So I think the best ending is if we were able to get the cap and not.
Damn. Yeah, learning to work together, achievement unlocked here.
I just saw something.
What's this?
Oh, wait, I think it's the next one.
Are you seeing this? Okay.
Yeah, I'm seeing it. I think this is the next story, maybe.
Oh, witches?
Oh, this is
think?
Pretty cool.
They were kind of hinting at some witchery stuff.
No, this is gonna be so cool.
Oh my gosh, my neck. This is just a trailer. Oh, I don't like the idea. That's so great. Oh my gosh.
Welcome to Little Hope.
There it is.
Little Hope. That's what he said.
Hope.
That's what he said. That is Dark Pictures.
So they seeded the Salem stuff,
yes.
the witch, the novel, the hallucination near the end. Rule of threes.
So
always count them out. Yeah.
That's so good.
That's awesome.
Oh, that's awesome. I love that little teaser. But I wanted to finish what I'm saying is that now that we've played it this way and we know that it's all an illusion, now that we play it a second time, pretty much every single time there's a monster in front of us and it looks like we're attacking us, I'm just not gonna attack it. Like, I'm just gonna let it do whatever its thing is, because I don't believe that it's actually a monster. So I don't know. Like, is that what you think you would?
Yeah, I think so. So because I'm trying to think of any scenario where it was one of the my whole fear was it was gonna be one of the fishermen or the pirates. I think that So where we wouldn't be able to tell, even if you were seeing a scene. Like I was part of me was afraid the game was like planned for, like, maybe people are talking, and so let's just show the other player a scene, but it's not actually what's going on either. Like they could have messed with us the entire way through. But I don't recall a scene at any time where it wasn't a friend that could have killed another friend. There was a scene with the two Alexes, which she had a choice to, like, make a decision about what you did with that scenario, but I don't know how. So if you were playing it from when you were Alex in that point of view, did you have an action to do, or was it also scripted based on Julia's decision?
This is really interesting. So I don't remember completely, but I think I had some quick times to do. And I think depending on whether I was successful at my quick times or unsuccessful, that determined whether I was underwater or I was above the water. I feel like...
So I could even speak to you so you could hear me saying something that could trigger your next move. Oh my God.
I think if that... I'm not sure if that's the way that it worked out, but I think that would be super smart if whoever was above the water, underneath the water, was completely dependent on my cut time successes or failures. So you couldn't just automatically be told, oh yeah, just always believe whoever is above the water, that's your friend. That might not be the case if they didn't do their cut times,
Mm-hmm.
their quick times. Excuse me, keep calling cut times quick times correctly. So
Right. And I was gonna say the only thing in that scene was the shirt, and then I had the other scenario with where, oh my god, I always say Triss, where Fliss was wearing a blue tank top, not the red. And so I think that there are scenarios where you might be able to pull, like, you could find those triggers that could help you. But so before I got to that drowning scene, I passed by a dead Alex who was holding the wedding ring. So I don't know what that had to do with, like, maybe if that proposal didn't happen, could I have gotten there earlier, and then that could have shifted the scene around, because it might have put me in danger earlier on or something. I might have been the one being drowned, like, I don't know, right? So yeah, interesting dynamic. It definitely feels like there's a lot of permutations here, and because we're playing together, we can sort of call these things out, because we're seeing things that we can key into. But playing this alone, I think there's just so much replayability. Yeah. Because we're sharing stuff now that we'd have to learn that as we played it every single time. Yeah. So, yeah, and I like the game's length definitely helps with that replayability. Like you said with Until Dawn, it's almost like Until Dawn Light. I think this company likely took that experience, but then made it more like if people could just get together and have one sit down, and sit through this thing for 5 or 6 hours. That's just a party. It becomes a party game. Everyone just enjoys that experience. It's like a horror movie,
Yeah, no, I didn't think about that. Like, this game can't be too long, because the longer it is, the harder it is for like a bunch of 5 friends to commit to sitting through the whole thing. So it really has to be. I feel like the length was perfectly well done, and I feel like the experience doing it, the 3 different ways of playing this game, I think just makes it such an incredible, like you can play this game 3 times using the 3 different modes and have a totally different experience.
Yeah, because then you're dependent on real people taking actions that could fail, and so you never really know what the dynamic is actually going to do when someone else is controlling these other characters. So, I'm the only part I'm sort of stuck on is the nurse visual. I can't, because I'm trying to align everything that every character has been afraid of. I'm trying to key it into something in the story, and I can't figure out what was it that he experienced that had to do with either the doctor or a nurse.
You're talking about Conrad.
Conrad. Yeah. Why did he think he saw a nurse, and why was that nurse a zombie nurse chasing him?
I never saw the nurse. So I'll be curious to see that. So creepy. Some constructive criticisms I have about the game is, obviously, it was super easy for us to interrupt each other. Like, if we're in the middle of trying to like explore and talk to other people and have conversations with our characters, like, we can easily like move the storyline forward. And I totally understand. I don't have a solution for that, because we're playing at the same time, and the developers of this video game can only do so much to make it so that I'm not holding you behind too much.
But I feel like they needed to do something where you just stopped things from happening if there was something playing out, because had we not been talking to each other with these last plays, I would have interrupted you way sooner. You would have interrupted me way sooner. We wouldn't have known when to stop to give people time to read, right? Like, my last read got cut off when the thing that happened, the last scene where they broke the cap. So I couldn't finish reading the thing. So, and I don't even know if there was anything else to explore. I literally just went into one room and then everything just played through, right?
Exactly.
So, so I feel like the single person experience wouldn't have that, which would tell you a fuller story. So, did you have another criticism?
I felt like they did a decent job of getting us to, in my opinion, get attached to the characters earlier on. I feel like after the opening scene, we didn't really know much about them after the fact. So I feel like I like these characters and I cared about the characters, but we don't really know much about them. Like, we know that Julia and Alex are boyfriend and girlfriend and possibly fiancés. We know that Julia and Conrad are rich, and Conrad's a little bit arrogant, but he's like a goofball as well. We know that Brad is the smart one. We know that Fliss is like the spunky one. But beyond that, we don't really know any more about their story. And so you were talking a lot about, it would have been really interesting if there was some way we found out that there was something that happened in Conrad's past that made him scared of doctors or people in the medical field or just nurses in general. I don't know. Like maybe his mother was a nurse and she died in a car accident, something like that. Like, I feel like I wished that we could have gotten to know more about the characters, because I feel like we knew a little bit more characters in Until Dawn, and that could just very well be
for sure.
I think that's just because the game was just a longer game. But then again, this game has fewer characters, so yeah.
Because correct me if I'm wrong, but Until Dawn, you would play the characters, something would happen, and then wouldn't they have things that would update based on their profile?
Yeah.
Like I think something kind of it kept track of that. We didn't have any of that. We just kind of thrown into the experience, and it's a bit of a roller coaster until the end. But yeah,
do you have any?
That's true.
Do you have any other constructive criticisms for this game?
I would say I agree with that one. I didn't consider that, but it's definitely true. You definitely feel it after you stop playing. You're like, I mean, you get the point of it, but the characters do feel a little flat by the time you reach the end. My thing would be the quick time events, but that's big partial, is that it's I just don't align well with pressure. I don't think right. I don't focus right. I got hyper focus, which makes it worse. And then the other thing is that even if that mechanic was there, that'd be fine. But man, they went really quick. Like some of them happen so quick that if you're looking at anything else on the screen and reacting to something, you have like half a second. Like some of them they literally went by about like quarter second. Like they just appeared and disappeared. I'm like, I don't even know how I could have like tapped that. So that was problematic for me. I wish they wouldn't have done the heartbeat with the S. I know that S would have made sense, but why not a mouse click? Because that way, your trigger hand, your trigger hand is not what you want to make someone panic on your WASDs when you're not supposed to be panicking. It's the reverse of that, right? Whereas it's not just a fail, but the entire scene blows up. And that's my big one.
I totally agree with you. I was messing up with the WASD key because I'm not used to remembering what key is WASD. I know which one goes up and what goes down and left and right. So to me, they're directions. And even when you're typing on a keyboard, that's not how my fingers. Like for me, A is my pinky and S is like my ring finger. You know what I'm saying? But when I'm playing on a WASD keyboard, I'm using my middle three fingers.
Yes, that's right.
So I can't even go by with like how I normally type in real life, like with my keyboard. So I think that puts me in a disadvantage. I'm way, way, way better at quick times on the controller because I know where X, triangle, square, and circle are in relation, but I have to like stop for a moment and think, oh, S was the one that's in the middle and W is the one at the top, because I feel like it would have been better if instead of showing the letters, and maybe this is a controls setting I can change. Instead of showing the letters, I feel like they should have, instead of having WASD, they show up, down, left, right. And I feel like that would have been so much easier for me, because that's what I'm thinking in my head when I'm playing the WASD, controls.
To build on that, which is that, so from a user experience perspective, a design perspective, I mean, they were maybe doing that a little bit. I just couldn't tell. All the buttons looked like they were in the center of the screen for me. What they could have done is they would have put A on the left side of the screen, D on the right side of the screen, W on the top, and S in the center. Just something that visually separates the letters from so you can correlate it in your mind, and those directions become that pattern that you're focusing on.
I think that would make things so much less frustrating for a lot of players who aren't used to thinking of WASD as the actual letters WASD, because I don't. Another criticism I had is I felt that the climax at the very end was a little anticlimactic, because the end of Until Dawn was definitely very climactic. But with this one, pretty much the final boss per se, even though there isn't really a monster on this ship, which I do kind of like, that there are no monsters other than the pirates or fishermen or whatever you call them. The only the climax was not to stab you, basically. Like, don't do anything and don't stab the creature, and that was the climax.
Not take action, right?
Right, not take action. So I felt that was a bit underwhelming, and even like the main guy Olsen, and maybe this is just because of the choices we made. Olsen just kind of died on his own. Like, we didn't do anything to cause his death.
That probably was my biggest one, and I don't know how maybe that changes in different ways you play. If Conrad's alive, does it change? We don't know, but it's definitely, that was the weakest of the ways to die, is like the final boss dies of fright. It's like, oh,
he just
off
died of
screen,
fright. Off screen, right, off screen. He wasn't even with the other characters. He was just like, dead.
Right.
So that was a little anticlimactic for me.
Agreed.
But overall, I think that this is a really well done. I've never experienced a game like this.
Yeah.
It's
unique.
Somewhat, it's unique. It's somewhat what I imagined, and it somewhat wasn't. I don't know if I don't think it exceeded my expectations, but I think it at minimum met my expectations. And I don't know if they're going to improve upon this mechanics on the other anthologies going forward. Like, if they're able to take lessons from this game moving forward, I hope they do. And it would be interesting if, even though these stories are their own distinct, their own distinct stories, it would be interesting if there was some sort of link between them,
right,
to some degree.
Right. I mean, outside of the seeded ones that are just kind of like nods and nudges, the witch stuff, and then the next one's the witch thing. So maybe in the witch one, they're going to nudge on something, and then that's going to be the next thing. That'd be fun from a through line point of view. But is this curator more? Is my next question. Is something going to happen where the story comes to this guy? Where he has more of a hand in something or something. Yeah.
I would love for the final story to actually involve the curator himself. Because these are all stories that he's telling, but if there was something that, or maybe at the very end of the story, you actually meet face to face with the curator. That would be super cool, just to tie everything up full circle. I maybe this is just because we didn't notice it, but I would love it if they had some Easter eggs from Until Dawn in this game. They might have Easter eggs and we just totally missed it. Obviously, there's a lot of elements, like we said, like the paintings that you look at to see the possible future scenes. And I kind of like how vague they are, because in Until Dawn, they were way more they were still somewhat vague, but I feel these are so vague.
They were really vague, because you're like, is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? Like, do we want him to shoot himself in the head? Do we want to stop that? Yeah. So it's like, I think you made a comment in your Until Dawn LP where it was something along the lines of, so you see this possibility, but then what is your action towards that? Like, correct. What do you want it to happen or not want it to happen? And then how do you go through the steps of being able to know if you're even preventing it or accelerating it? So
like when we saw the guy shoot himself in the head, I had zero clue as to what we needed to do to not have Brad get shot in the head. Like, it gave us no clue.
Nothing. You take an action, then you regret it. You play the game again. There's I couldn't have seen any. You try it the passive way, and then I don't know. Is the next one where you go offensive and then maybe try to take the gun from him so you have a weapon? Is it if we got through with the rebreather, like we actually passed that whole where our heartbeats are going nuts? We got to that door with a rebreather. We give him the air. It would have cleared out his lungs, and then he would have thought straight. Is that the only way? So, is Fliss and Alex, are they better down there, like, to talk? So
it does. I wonder if it does matter if Fliss or Alex were down there versus Brad and Julia, or Conrad. Conrad could also have been a choice to send down there too. I don't know.
Poor
But
Conrad.
so anything else, Shay?
I think that's about a wrap. I think we thoroughly played the game as best as we could. We fumbled about, as I would believe is the best we. I mean, it's a blind run. You sort of stumble about with the controls, and it wasn't a long game where you got comfortable with the controls. You sort of just do them, and then the game is over. Even if you kind of adapt it to the WASD and the heartbeat and stuff. So I mean, the replayability is there, and it's definitely a recommend for people to give it a shot and have it as a party game, even like anything. Yeah, this game is. I like the shortness of it. It's nice, short and sweet.
Do you now?
I will say one. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Sorry. Yeah, just the one, because you said about it kind of met your expectations. I don't even know how to phrase what I would say about my opinion. I thought it was going to be legitimate, like supernatural horror game, and that creeped me out more. Mm-hmm. And then as the story started to unravel, as this might possibly be something else and more of a conspiracy theory, or not theory, but conspiracy event, and it's a cover up, not even conspiracy. Get in my life. Okay, hold on. Cover up event, and that there was a military thing. It's political, and that started to make me get less nervous about things. Yes, the jump scares still get you, and then of course, like if I hear you kind of going through something, I'm like, what is he dealing with that I'm gonna have to deal with next?
Yes.
So that also accelerated things, but I will say I came into this thinking that it was going to be a hardcore horror game where it was just going to get us like constantly, like a constant adrenaline rush right to the end, and I don't feel like that happened to either of us. We sort of just investigated things, put the plot pieces together, and then got to an end. And
Well, for you personally, was that good or bad? Personally,
I think it was good. It was good because it made me enjoy the game more from just I could think through the story. Whereas I feel like if this was pure horror and I was just gonna get jump scared left and right, I would have unraveled. Like I just don't think I would have keyed into the plot points of it, which is stuff I really appreciate. I love understanding the plot stuff. So yeah, that's positive for me.
So now that you and I have both played through blindly, are you thinking about possibly recording yourself replaying this game? Or are you just deciding still?
I'd consider it. I'm going to. I mean, if you give it a run and you perfect it, then I'll watch yours, and I think that'll be it.
I think. Well, I think my plan right now. Don't whoever's watching, don't completely quote me on this. My plan is. I think that for my next run, I am going to do it by myself, just to see what that experience is going to be like. But I'm not going to look up how to get the perfect ending necessarily. I'm going to just look up how to keep Conrad alive. I really wanted to keep Conrad alive. I'm picking
that
one
D
character.
At the end. You got a W, then D.
That is my goal.
W.
I am going to just look up how to keep Conrad alive, and who knows, more people might still die around me. Who knows? And then also probably look up to see if there's like an obviously easier way to keep the cap, the weather cap thing. I will just look up those two things and those two things only, and just giving that knowledge, play through the rest of the game blind, because there's a lot that like everything that you experienced I didn't get to actually fully see, so I'm sure it'll still be fresh for me. And then if I still feel like I didn't get the quote unquote perfect ending, I might even do a third.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe. I really enjoyed this game a lot, and it's a short game, so I feel like I can get away with. Yeah. So that's my plan, and we'll see how that goes. And I guess go ahead.
I was gonna say, will you change your choices on, for example, that last part where it could have been two different people going down there? Would you do that just to see what would happen on that next player?
I think what I would do is I would try to pick what I would pick. Like if I was controlling all the characters instead of only controlling half the characters, I would pick what I would pick. And yes, like I would use some knowledge based on this playthrough,
right?
Because I've already played it blind once, so I feel like I'm allowed to meta a little bit. Like
I think it's in canon, to be honest. The curator knows that you're a player playing this story. They're saying you'll be back. Like curators, you'll be back, and you'll make different choices. And maybe you'll screw up, maybe you won't. Sort of things.
I think it's meant to be played through once blind and then meant to be replayed. I think is what the developers intended, and so that's what I'm probably going to do. And hopefully you and I can maybe coordinate this to release our episodes at the same time, like our perspectives at the same time, so people can swap over. So for those of you who are watching this on my channel, please definitely check out things on Shay's side, because I'm sure it's super interesting to watch his perspective just as much as it is mine, hopefully. Maybe magic when they see the version on your end, Conrad actually lives. I don't know. Maybe he'll just magically be live.
I will try to go for perfect ending, but I'm gonna practice on those WASDs.
All those WASDs.
I mean, if there was a way to roll back even, I would totally save scum through this game just to make sure everyone's alive and everything goes right, just to see how that goes. But there's no way to save scum this either. You just play it out, and then because it's auto saving while it goes. Then you just play it again. So
I think you can possibly jump from chapter to chapter, maybe, and still save your progress from before. Like if you totally messed up, because I think Until Dawn let you do that.
Okay. Well, then that's tempting. If I can do one and feel like it was perfect enough, then I will stitch something together that could be like. Okay. It's definitely cheating. I will definitely be trying until I get it all right. But there you go. Cool. Yeah, thank you very much for inviting Hark, and it was a lot of fun, and good luck in your next Let's Play, and hopefully folks enjoyed watching this.
Thank you for being such a wonderful guest and sharing some amazing insight. I think we got a lot of great, hopefully interesting enough things for people to, chew on their lore plate, I suppose.
Yeah.
And when Little Hope or whatever it is, when the next one drops, hopefully in 2020, hopefully we'll be able to play through that again as well and go thing all over it.
And then that was going to be pure horror.
That might be, that looks more supernatural. That looks way more supernatural.
Looked like there were some spawn chains flying in there, like grabbing the lady and pulling her down. So, comic nerd coming out. Cool. Yeah. Thanks very much. And I guess this is us signing off.
Yes. Until next time, everybody. Love yourselves and love Conrad.
Peace.
Bye-bye.